Hello there everyone and welcome back to some DML. So recently people have been saying, we want some dungeon fights, where are the dungeon fights? We never see the dungeon fights. Well, guess what? Tonight you are getting some dungeon fights. Because earlier I did do quite a lot of stuff and I was kind of out of it. So I didn't really want to continue, but you know, I thought I'll do a separate video for dungeon fights in case you want to watch it. I mean, normally whenever we have Andy out the front, obviously he just one-shots everything, so it's nothing too amazing, but then we do have to use our Comet and our Lantern and that for the other sets of dragons, so at least it won't just be a complete cakewalk from start to finish. But, you know, I'm doing what you want me to do. Don't complain. And obviously, if you don't want to watch dungeon stuff, then don't watch it. Simple as that, I suppose. We won't be getting any of our extra stuff out the dungeon, because we don't have our VIP, which sucks. But it is what it is. And now, even if our dragons do die, I believe that we can, like, watch a video or something to revitalize our team. Not that I think we'll need it, but still, it's something that I always forget about, and a lot of other people do. But now we can actually revitalize our dragon's energy in the dungeon, which makes it a lot easier and a lot less risky going with, like, weird dragons or going for a weird strategy or whatever. But I'm currently wearing the weirdest things on my feet ever. It's meant to be like a herbal spa thing, because I don't know if you know anything about me, but my body is pretty much destroyed. I don't know what it is, but whenever I walk or do anything, pretty much my body is dead. So normally I try and avoid using my feet as much as I can, and so there's this weird stuff that was bought for me, and I have to say, they're like socks that you put on your feet, but they're like a plastic bag, and the inside is completely covered in like sludgy herbal medicine stuff. It is the weirdest thing ever, and it feels like I'm wearing socks that are full of water. It is the weirdest feeling. It's not a nice feeling, but I have to hope and pray that this is going to actually help with anything, because otherwise this has just been like a horrible experience in my life. And I have like a cut on my foot as well, because when I was shaving, I don't know how I managed to do it, but I literally ripped off an entire layer of skin, and that is in absolute agony in the moment. At the moment. I can't even think properly. So, basically, I'm doing the dungeon because I want to take my mind off of things. I'm doing it for you guys, but I'm also doing it to better myself. Because I'm going insane having to keep these things on. I mean, is this meant to be like an actual spa treatment? Is it meant to be like soothing? This is like the opposite of soothing. Oh, but anyway, we are obviously still doing very well with this team here. Obviously, when we have Storms of Brewing available to us, all of the enemies' attacks get diminished massively, and we can still basically one-shot one of the enemies because our Comet Dragon is Enchantment level 3, I think? I believe he is anyway, so he basically just wrecks everything. Our Lantern and our Clay Dragon are basically just there for the sake of it, just to do a little bit of extra damage. They're not really needed, to be completely honest, but, you know, it's better than us taking in some really crappy stuff and maybe even taking more damage than we want to. But yeah, these fights are easy as anything for me. So when people always complain about the dungeon being too difficult, I imagine that that's normally for people that don't have fully upgraded dragons yet. Because you can see my team here, fully upgraded, everything gets destroyed. Mainly because I have wind in the first slot. So if you are trying to do the dungeon, always take wind or defensive stuff first, or infection if you can one-shot everything, obviously. But again, Storms of Brewing, mwah! I love it so much. The only time where I wouldn't suggest taking Storms of Brewing is if you're going against a boss dragon, and obviously that's not that frequent when you don't really do that many map fights anymore. Because when was the last time I did map fights? Like 3 months ago? Something like that. So I don't really have any use for it anymore. And oh god, I just stepped in. Oh, this sludgy sock thing. Ah! I just need to not move my foot. Need to not move it, then I won't think about it. That's as simple as it is. Okay. Ugh! It is seriously like having wet socks on permanently. If you've ever had that feeling. Like, say you've been walking in the bathroom when you've just had a shower, or someone else has, and then all the floor is just covered in, like, water or condensation. That is exactly what this feeling is. Ugh! Scary feeling. You know what, let's try and do this fight with just 2 dragons here. I'm pretty sure we're going to be more than fine, but I just want to try it out. Do we even need our clay dragon anymore? I'm going to say probably not, because these 2 combined can definitely get the job done. But, you know, more of a, air quotes, challenge, I suppose. Look at all that damage he dealt. Oh, goodness gracious me, how will we cope? Maybe it's even better just to take 2 dragons, because then it'll go by faster. That's probably actually a good idea, because obviously having to attack with the clay, it's just a waste of a turn if he's not really dealing any damage. So, yeah, this is probably actually just a better way of doing it. It's not even like this is a challenge, this is actually helping me. Well, what a challenge run this was, right? Fantastic! But we are almost done with the dungeon already. And us having light element on the lantern is pretty good because we can deal AoE damage, which is area of effect damage, aka more than one target. And hey, I know you only have that little bit of health, but I'm gonna use Dragon Fury anyway. Now get wrecked, Sunny Jim! Feel my wrath! Don't ever try and face me in the dungeon again, you silly little lion. Get destroyed. Don't give me a dragon, please. Okay, good. We haven't even seen a dragon pop up at the end here in a long time, which is good, because we don't have any use for them. When a new dragon does come along, obviously, I'll definitely be wanting that to happen, but in the meantime, we don't want any new dragon-y stuff going on. I don't have anything to do in terms of clan quests or anything. Level 5, let's take this on. Let's see if our level 30 dragons are enough, because this is a level 15 guy as well, so I'm going to try it out. Maybe this is someone that has really low defenders. We'll see anyway. But, yeah, I did most of the quests not too long ago, so they won't have reset by now, so there's no point us even looking at those at the moment. But, you know, if I wanted to, I could hatch 2 paladin dragons because of how many card pieces we have. I think I could hatch about 15 goblin dragons as well, or something like that, because we have an extreme excess amount for some of the common dragons that you can get through the clan pieces, or the card dragon pieces, whatever you're gonna call it. And it's very sad. It's like, even for a hatching event, because they're all common dragons, it's not actually gonna help us out at all. And this was an extremely easy set of towers here. This person obviously is using low defenders because they want to help people up or just want to go down in the rankings. So thank you, good friend. You have helped us out here. Not that I can do many Enchantment League fights anyway, since I did some of those earlier. I did enchant a superhero dragon once as well, actually, because we had enough energy to do it. And we still have quite a lot of energy left because I got lucky with our rare chest today and got some excellent energy, which was, oh, perfect. Absolutely terrific. It's exactly what I wanted. But now we need some earth materials as well. We need quite a lot of earth for our superhero. I didn't realize how low we were running on earth as well. Because obviously we have a ton of water, we have a ton of void, but we barely have any for earth, barely any for shadow, barely any for energy, and those are some of the main ones that we need. We have quite a lot of light, so I'm not really concerned about that, But we need Shadow for our Autumn Dragon as well, and we need a lot of Legendary, obviously, like most people do. So, any Legendary, any Energy, any Earth, any Shadow, you know, we have quite a lot of stuff that we are going for at the moment. So not just Energy, but all of that other stuff as well, I would be happy to take. Not that this is a great chest anyway, so we probably won't get anything useful. But what do we get? Shadow, that's fine. Water, we don't need. Energy is good. Wind, I don't think we need any wind either. But all in all, that was pretty good. Oh, and I forget that we can only use 5 potions when we don't have our VIP. Again, there's just so many tiny little things that I forget about that I can't have when my VIP isn't active anymore. Very sad world. Very sad indeed. And if the event leaderboards, we are currently sitting in 4th position. Number 1 has 14,000 points already, so maybe they're going to be going for the 75k and the 150,000 points. Who knows? We're definitely not, but I guess we will not be beating them this week. Definitely not, so that's the thing. But at least, hopefully, we can get top 3 or 4, maybe, if we start contributing. I mean, I've already contributed more this week than I have some weeks in the past, just for being too busy or not around or whatever. But, you know, if we can get 4th, maybe get some pieces for Gravelis. The sooner I can get Gravelis, the happier I'm going to be. Just because I love the guy. I want to unlock him, get all the clan dragons, and just sort of count them as being added to our collection. Even though, obviously, we don't get to hatch them or anything. But I can have them there and at least pretend. Okay? But for now, anyway, I did our dungeon stuff like I said I would. I've started trying to breed for the Crumbly again, but no luck so far. And that's just the way it is. I'm going to keep trying to upgrade our Lantern and all those other dragons as well, as usual. And I'm going to be saving up my gold as well in preparation for the new update. So if you want to afford the new island thing, whatever it is, I suggest you do the same. But anyway, for now, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you then.